In Pasco County, at the end of 2020, December 2020, we had 1,361 properties available. That is down 1,429 less listings, and that's down 51.2% year over year. Now, looking at the sales, you had 1,260 properties sell at the end of December 2020. That's plus 156 sales, plus 14.7%. So dividing the solds by the listed, that gives us a 93% absorption rate. Wow, 93% absorption rate, and it's only a 1.08 month supply. It's a strong seller's market in Pasco County, and my wife Lindsay and I own a top real estate team here in Tampa Bay, top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. So if you're selling property, we would love to talk to you to help you maximize the exposure, maximize the profits, and I'm a certified negotiation expert, so we can help you win in your real estate deals. Give us a call, 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Also, you can view the website at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb.com. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll see you on the radio. 4 o'clock drive time, AM 860, The Answer.
My friends, when choosing a listing agent to sell your home, their track record is critically important. Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of Platinum MVP Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. They're consistently rated by the MLS in the top 1% of all Tampa Bay realtors, and that's a big deal. Brandon and Lindsay are always among the top realtors in the state. Call them today at 813-750-0550.
Find them at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's all about helping you win, helping you understand your buying decisions as a consumer advocate here in Tampa Bay. And I love this segment. We get to talk about health and healthcare services and things happening in that space. So it's another one of our examples of our expert contributors that we bring on the show to help you, understand these different areas of life that we may not have learned in school, or, it just gets confusing sometimes. So I want to welcome Eduardo into studio, Director of Clinical Services, Gulfside Healthcare Services. Welcome in, my friend.
Thank you for having us here, Brandon.
Hey, my pleasure. And Eduardo Puntonet.
Puntonet. That's right.
I forgot the T.
Yes.
Darn it. Okay. So yeah, when you we've had a lot of great folks from Gulfside Healthcare Services on the show. Just a great team as well. And you're one of the newest members with Gulfside team.
I am. I'm the newest acquisition of the leadership team at Gulfside.
Awesome. And what does that entail?
Well, basically, I'm the Director of Clinical Services. I take care of an outstanding team of clinicians, taking care of all of our patients and just assuring that all of our patients receive a high standard quality care and hospice.
Perfect. Let's give the overview too, because Gulfside Healthcare Services has 3 main pillars of services for folks out there.
We do. We have hospice, we have home health, and we have palliative care. And while oftenly out in the community, these 3 services are a little bit confusing, it's important to point out that hospice care focuses on life-limiting conditions with a poor prognosis. So we take care of patients that are approximating end of life. Okay. While home health is more focused on skilled nursing, physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and the main focus of home health is the well-being of the patient. Getting that patient back to where they were before,
and letting the aunt, the uncle, the person who's been taking care of them, giving them a little bit of a break and giving their life back. Right?
Definitely, and that we do on the 3 service line. Then palliative care, our last service line, focus on providing symptom management for patients that are undergoing acute illnesses and, that are struggling with symptoms such as pain when they're in chemotherapy, radiotherapy for cancer. To give you an example, palliative care helps with managing those symptoms. Yeah.
And I think even like an automobile accident or a motorcycle accident would fall under palliative as well.
Right. Whatever condition that might bring up symptoms that are difficult to manage for regular clinicians out in the hospital and other settings, our palliative care team is ready to assist.
Yeah. Yeah. That's excellent. And, I just love how you have a comprehensive approach there. You've got chaplains, social workers, nurses, doctors, just a great team that comes together much like the Super Bowl's coming to Tampa Bay, the Bucks, we've all heard about that. But this is a team of really utmost importance as well for folks out there that are dealing with one of those types of scenarios. Talk a little bit about the team and how it works.
Those are our heroes here at Gulfside.
Yeah.
So that is the interdisciplinary group. Those are chaplains, nurses, home health aides, doctors, nurse practitioners as well, that are providing dignity and compassionate care to our patients and making sure that all their needs are met within a timely manner and with the highest quality standards out in the market of healthcare.
Yeah. And I just love the fact that you have chaplains on staff. It's one of those scenarios right now. And I think we've seen this play out also with COVID-19, with what's happening with, folks being stuck at home. And I just heard a story of one lady, she was told she had to be quarantined for 14 days. And she told the doctor, just go ahead and euthanize me. It was a story that I just saw on social media or one of the outlets. It's where do I get my news from? It's coming from all angles right today. But talk about that, because the chaplains come in, they're talking to folks about their religious preferences, potentially the afterlife. I think that's such a really awesome service. And you guys are a nonprofit as well.
We are. So definitely I see it as a puzzle. If there's a piece of the puzzle missing, things are not going to go quite right. And our chaplains and social workers are there to provide that extra support that nurses and doctors cannot do on their own. To give you an example, our doctors and nurses can do all they can to manage a patient's pain, but if that pain comes from an emotional perspective or a spiritual perspective, that pain is never going to go away.
Right.
So all the team does is put everything together and all the pieces in the puzzle to make sure that our patient is wrapped up and care within, dignity and compassionate care provided to them.
Yeah. Good stuff, Eduardo. If you just joined us, we're talking with Eduardo. He's a director of clinical services here with Gulfside Healthcare Services, Gulfside Hospice as well. And when you look at nurses and CNAs working together, what's the difference? What is a CNA exactly?
So the difference between both of those nursing disciplines, nurses are RNs, registered nurses, that mainly focus on symptom management, wound care, and all those bedside nursing skills. And then CNAs basically, or home health aides, provide the care of the patient in terms of personal care, hygiene, bathing the patient, shaving them, and they do provide the family members. They take out a little bit of the burden of caring for that patient.
Right.
They visit the patient a little bit more frequently than RNs do, or any other of the disciplines that provide care.
Yeah, and that's important. And when you look at the nursing team and the support that the caregivers give, when you look at the families as well, it seems like there's an educational process in that and almost like a training as well for some of the family members.
Definitely. All of our disciplines, when they go into a patient's home, into the nursing facilities, or they're in contact with family members, all they do is educate, not only on the process that the patient is going through, but how they can care for more easily and more efficiently to meet the patient's needs.
Yeah, because a lot of this stuff is not just during the day; it's during the middle of the night, and people are like, "What do I do now?" And
right, and that's why
button, right?
we have our triage nurses that are ready 24/7.
Yep.
I mean, we never stop working. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday, it's Christmas, whenever it is, we're there to assist. Our triage center, of course, comes on board after hours when the office is not open, but our clinicians are ready to assist in whatever the needs might be of the patient or the patient's family as well.
Yeah, it's important. And when you look at careers and people, they get into nursing, they don't really know exactly what to expect. And then, then they might say, okay, well, let's look at hospice. Being a hospice nurse, it has to be one of the most challenging yet rewarding nursing jobs. Can you give us an idea of kind of what their day-to-day is like?
It is. I mean, hospice is a very special nursing side of healthcare. And their day is very busy, I can tell you. I mean, our nurses work on a schedule on a weekly basis, and they prioritize which patient needs to be seen first, which patient has more needs, which patient needs to see more frequently, to make sure that we are addressing the symptoms of our patient. So they work in collaboration with all of the disciplines. I mean, the nurses are called in hospice case managers because they kind of manage everything, all of the continuum of care of that patient while in our services.
Yeah, that's awesome. And And, I think also just by looking at the migration patterns, we talk a lot about real estate on this show, business, finance, estate and tax planning, lots of different categories. But today we're talking about healthcare and nonprofit that is Gulfside Healthcare Services. We look at a changing demographic in Florida. We look at an aging demographic, especially with baby boomers still retiring, and now more and more folks from the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, some from California. I think they're probably landing more in Texas, though. The challenging side, but so people, there's a demand for nurses right now.
Definitely.
And are you hiring and looking for those types of support staff and nurses to hire?
Yes, absolutely. Many research studies show that the need for RNs is increasing on a day-by-day basis.
Wow.
And we're continuously hiring to meet the needs of our patients. We do hire continuously RNs, hospice aides, social workers, chaplains, all of the disciplines. We're continuously looking for talented people that wants to come on board with us.
Yeah, it's awesome. And what a great team you guys have over there at Gulfside Healthcare Services. When you look at contacting and folks in the community, there's also much more that goes along with this. We're kind of running short on time, but there's donation facilities. Folks can donate to the different facilities that you have as well. But what's a great way for folks to get in contact with you and to reach out and say, yeah, I'd love to support and maybe donate. And by the way, my niece or my daughter is just getting out of college. She's looking to get a nursing job. Lots of ways people can interact. And that's what we love about our show. We want it to be more of an interacting show. How can people reach you?
They can definitely reach us by phone at 800-561-4883. They can also reach us via our webpage. That's www.gulfside.org, or in social media, Facebook and LinkedIn under Gulfside Healthcare Services.
Gulfside Healthcare Services, gulfside.org. That's a nice short URL, super easy, gulfside.org. And the 800 number is 800-561-4883, Gulfside Healthcare Services. And parting words, we got about a 30-second window here. Give us parting words, nuggets of advice for our listeners, our viewers, maybe even the families, members out there that are kind of struggling right now.
So for all of those that are struggling with caring for their loved one, many research studies also show that bringing hospice on board on time, way ahead of what's coming on, it's beneficial, not only for families, but for patients. We're here to assist you, and whatever the needs of your family member is, if they meet the criteria for hospice care, we'll be happy to assist you guys.
Yeah.
So give us a call. We're here to help.
That's awesome. Yeah, get involved early in the process. Don't delay. Don't wait until it gets to a snowball effect, because I imagine it snowballs pretty quickly.
Definitely.
And then you're kind of playing catch up and you're chasing the ball down the hill.
Yes, and let us assist you and you enjoying with your loved one this end times.
All right, Eduardo, great stuff. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in. And as we always say, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community, and continue to tune into the show. Of course, we appreciate you tuning in. Reach out to the hotline or the website, consumerqb.com. Anything that you heard about on the show today, we would love to connect with you on social at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page as well. We'll see you next time. consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.